All right, Panther fans. Let's get this right. I've had a morning here, people. All right. So for those of you who watch every day, you're probably wondering two things. Number one, why isn't Jaws smiling? And number two, what the hell looks different? Well, you see that hat? You know what that hat isn't? That hat isn't a clock. That hat might be an Upper Deck hat, but it is not my Upper Deck clock that I won for being the fan MVP in the contest last year. That clock decided to take a suicide leap off the fucking wall at some point last night. And I walk in here, and wouldn't you know it, the Upper Deck stuff was so not cheap that it happened to be glass instead of plastic. And now there's glass all over the place. So, but I'm gonna turn this because I know some of you are going, that broke two things. That broke the President's Trophy curse, and it broke the first round curse. And that's where I'm going with. I'm sticking to it. And anybody says anything different is banned from the channel. How you doing? Good morning, Stu.
Good morning.
I cut you off before. That's it. I don't want to hear it. What I
No
just
worries.
said, that's it. That's the only story we're going with.
No worries. So, what a night. What a night. First of all, I want to shout out to my friends Steve and Tim. So I was watching the first period from the corner in 123, just to get a different perspective. And I don't know, the Panthers, why does it take in this case at least a half a period for them to realize they're playing a hockey game? I mean, it just boggles my mind.
I give up.
Right?
I give up.
I mean,
you
asked the same question. But anyway, so just for the shout out. So Steve and Tim, you know, this is probably the first video that you're going to watch. So,
and I already dropped the,
it was fun hanging with you guys in the suite last night, hope to do it again. So anyway, back to the game. So nothing was happening. Passes were off.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say they were coasting, but I mean, Capitals came out to play.
Yeah.
And we didn't.
And
that's why we went down 3-0. And why is it we go down 1, 2, 3-0, and then all of a sudden we wake up and then oh boy, we better get it moving here because we're going to lose this game unless we get 3 goals to tie it or to win.
I mean, I don't know. I guess some guys need the chick to be completely naked before they figure it out, So I give up. I mean, we've been saying it all year. They can't do this in the playoffs. They can't come out and play 10 lousy minutes, get behind and come back from and win. And they're like, no, actually, we can, and we will. They're going to do exactly what they did. They're going to suck, get behind 3-0. Bobrovsky's going to let in a softie, and then he's going to say, okay, no more, and we're going to come back and win going away. By the end of the game,
last 18 shots.
Yeah, by the end of the game, it was but exactly what Billy said. They can't keep up with us for 3 periods. You see it. We're just rolling these. I mean, the third and the fourth line, we're rolling these young, fast guys out there, and you could just watch us wearing them down. Yep. And unless, we get a night like the other night where Samsonov just absolutely refuses to let anything in. And even him, you could see him we saw this with another goalie in the regular season, where by the end of the game, goal 4 and goal 5, you could just see that the goalie's exhausted.
That was
I forget who that was.
That was the Anaheim game.
Yeah.
Gibson.
Yeah. Where
Huberdeau scored that. He waited on him, scored, and then anyway, I want to get one more thing before I forget. I want to get one more thing out of the way here.
Yeah.
So there was this moron that I guess does a Capital podcast called Ref the District.
Yeah.
And Ref the District posted a video about how we really don't have home advantage because the fans don't make any noise.
Yeah.
So I ripped this guy. If you remember my my response to him. I mean, this went on and on and on, and I wrote to him.
What happened was I was watching a video, and I was watching some stuff, and his video, he does Capitals recaps. It came up in my feed. It says, let's see what the other side had to say. And I've reached, it's different for me now, because I used to see other people's videos and be pissed off that their stuff was in the algorithm and mine wasn't. But now I'm the guy in the algorithm, so I can safely watch. So I watched, and for about 10, 12 minutes, it was a decent video. And then he says, the next 2 or 3 are in Florida. Trust me, there's no home advantage in Florida. And I lost my shit.
So there was more on that video. You only clipped the last part.
No. That was I watched 10 or 11 minutes, and that happened at about the 11-minute mark. And that's when I stopped watching. It was only a 13-minute video. So I watched most of it. And up to that point, he'd seemed, he was saying it wasn't goalie interference. He seemed pretty even-handed. But then when he said that, I lost it. So I made a comment on the video and I tweeted it out. And
here's your comment. For everyone going to the Panther game tonight, this is what Ref the District, at Ref the District, who does videos for the Capitol, thinks about you fans at the game. Share and tag. So then I'm just going to read the thread here because it's funny. And I wrote, this guy is a joke. Come on down, pussy, so you can hear the crowd. Get your facts straight before you post your bullshit. And then I added, at the end of the game, 20,000 screaming fans urged on the comeback Cats to overcome a 3-0 deficit to defeat the Cats. I was there, and it was loud, and it was great. It was a great win. Time to close this series out. Hey, at Ref the District, your team is going down Friday night.
I love it.
And then Corey posted no fans with like a panoramic view. I mean, the place was
it was packed. It's beautiful.
As we have always said, the playoffs are going to be sold out, and
yeah,
they were.
And the
crowd, I mean, the crowd wasn't that into it until we got the first goal.
Yeah, I mean, when it was 3-0, there was kind of quiet, but I think that's a universal thing, across the league. When you get down 3-0 in Game 5 in the playoffs, you could probably hear a pin drop in any building. But so let's talk about this game, because they keep doing what we keep saying they can't keep doing, and they keep doing it. So I'm going to stop saying they can't do it, because they're going to they're whatever it is with these guys. They're not coming out they're not coming out and playing a good hard 10 minutes. It's just not going to happen.
I mean, it's like an alarm. It's like an alarm. They're in slumber, and then the alarm clock goes off.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I better get showered and ready. I got a meeting at 9 o'clock.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And, you got to give credit to Washington. Obviously, they're playing way above I don't want to say they're playing above their pay grade, but they're playing as well as they can play, especially without Tom Wilson. They are really giving us a hell of a hard time.
Well, they're playing a clog the middle.
Yeah.
Protect the blue line strategy.
Right.
And we're finding a way to, it's dump and chase and win the battles.
Yeah.
And then eventually they're loosening up, and then we're doing our normal on the rush.
Well, we have to combine the speed, and I've seen them figure this out a little bit. You combine the speed with the dump and chase. Remember, I talked about that in the other game where I'm noticing one guy's carrying it in and he's dropping it off for the second guy who's really shooting it, and the first guy is getting some steam. But what they had to figure out was, okay, but that doesn't mean that we have to play like that clog style of hockey once we have the puck in the zone. So, I think my eyes could deceive me, but I believe they've shortened shifts, and they're really rolling those four lines. Just guys are on and off and on and off and on and off when we do get possession in the zone. And then defensively, I'm in awe of how different one man can look for just change into pairs. Because now every time the puck gets on Uyghur's stick, it's almost as if you can see him hear us. And he gets the puck. And I even saw one time where his body language was like, shit, whatever. And I'll just dump the puck down. Where it's like, you can see him taking that quarter of a second to think about it now. And he's just getting the puck out safely every time. And then when he's in defensive position, we've said this, when he plays defense, he's damn good. He made multiple plays last night because he was in position instead of having to chase the play because he was in the offensive zone.
He's also playing his natural side. And you know what an advocate I am for the left-right combination.
Right.
It's just a shame. We talked about it every video ad infinitum about splitting them up.
I know.
And he was just stubborn.
Right.
Bruno, I don't understand why you didn't see what we were seeing game after game after game, and especially after game one.
Right.
And the thing that's crazy is Forsling and Uyghur and Forsling, they played last year when Ekblad went down.
Right. That was the number one pair.
That was a solid top pair at the time.
Right.
And I think Sherratt's been good for Ekblad as well.
And that was the point that I made to Billy, was that it wasn't like we were talking like move Uyghur down. It was basically like we'd have two top pairs, because that's two top pairs if you put them that way. So, all right. So that's,
and I also think Forsling calms Uyghur down.
Yeah.
I think Uyghur knows he's got a rock playing with him.
Yeah.
As I said, you can look at every game. How many games does Forsling make the wrong move?
Right.
The wrong decision with the puck.
Right.
He's just solid. So anyway.
So, and then Bobrovsky, again, I didn't want to rip him in the middle of the game. I didn't want to say anything on Twitter. Regular season, I definitely would have. But that second goal, and then giving up the third one immediately, because that second goal, he has it, and then somehow it goes from his lap to the ice and in the net. And
it sat there.
Right. And he reached for it, and he fumbled it. And then when he gave up that third one right after, that's when I was like, oh shit, this is getting ready to implode. But instead he somehow pulled it together.
Said enough. Enough.
Yeah. And if he can do that, like I've said it 1,000 times, you're going to give up one, you're going to have the 2 to 3 goals, fine. But at some point that has to be Vasilevsky-esque, no more. And boy, especially some of those, the one sequence of events where he's flopping around on his back yesterday at the end of the third period, he's got one leg in the net and one leg outside the net, and he don't know where the hell the puck was. So, and then, he stopped play a couple of times too with the glove save, which was needed, because they were really coming at us hard there, especially when they gave him that power play with 13 seconds left. But I said it before the other game, we're not losing another game in this series. I'm sticking to that. And we're just, and that's the other question I have for you. I'm seeing a lot more people questioning, how did Barkov look to you? Because I know he had the pass to Verhaeghe was ridiculous. I don't know how physics wise, I don't know how two guys are skating like that.
It's called talent.
And he floats. It's not like it. Yeah.
Huberdeau's got the same thing. There are guys that can really do the saucer pass.
Yeah. Well. I'd never seen anything like it. But
what was amazing was when you're doing the saucer pass, obviously you want it to land flat.
Right.
And it happened twice. It happened with Verhaeghe to Hornquist, and it happened to Barkov, to Verhaeghe. Speaking
Well,
of Hornquist,
but
let's
oh, well,
play ball.
who? What?
Yeah.
I didn't say
So
nothing.
Eric and I had a little disagreement. We don't usually disagree, but we had a disagreement. And the disagreement was Eric thought Lomberg should be in for Hornquist. And I thought Hornquist should be in for a number of reasons. I thought he's played good. He plays with his heart,
Right.
and he's definitely one of the leaders. In fact, when they were disputing penalties or something in the third period or whatever,
Yeah.
it wasn't Barkov. Oh, I think it was the high stick, Barkov's penalty, but it wasn't Huberdeau arguing with the
Right.
refs. It wasn't Ekblad, the guys with the A's. It was
Right.
Hornquist.
Right.
So
Now-
Hornquist is kind of sort of the consigliere of the Panthers.
Now,
So
it-
anyway,
in my defense, I'm sure that none of all the reasons you just listed, none of the reasons why Hornquist should be in was he's gonna give us the lead on a breakaway. Okay.
well, that
nobody had
that was the this to Eric last night.
So
Don't
and
doubt me.
He pulled a
Don't
Lomberg.
go against me. I am going to score.
Exact. Oh yeah. He watched the video. Oh, John says I suck. It's just time to score. It's
That goal, Eric, that
Oh.
goal changed the game.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did.
I mean, first of all, that's the textbook. That's the kind of thing that I've been saying as far as shootouts and penalty shots, screwing around with the deeks and the
Right.
back and forth and blah, blah, blah. These goalies are so good down low.
Yeah.
The way to beat goalies is high.
Yep.
And all Hornquist did was pick his spot,
Yep.
just wait, and boom, in the net,
Yep.
3-2.
Yep.
And that, again, the crowd went nuts. You could just feel it now.
Yeah.
It's 3-2.
Yeah.
In fact, here's the thing. Steve, I said to this guy, Steve, when it was 3-1, I said, we got to get a goal. It was 12 minutes left in the period. I said, we got to get a goal before the period ends, because if we go, make it one goal, we're going to tie the game.
Right.
And of course, just like a couple of minutes later, Hornquist scores,
Right.
which was great. And we high-fived, and I said, now we got to get another one before the period ends.
Right.
So it's tied,
Right.
and it's the battle of one period. And sure enough,
Sure enough. Yeah.
we got the third goal. So,
Yeah. No, I
and that's
couldn't.
when I knew we were going to find a way to win the game.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was a little concerned at 3-0, but
Me too.
I've seen it too many times. It's like, I don't get, like in the past 3-0, I'm screaming, I'm yelling, I can't believe what the hell is going on. But now when it's down 3-0, it's just kind of, I'm just waiting. And like, I become like this Zen neutral, like nothing's coming, this isn't happening. And I'm just waiting. And sure enough, I mean, how many times have we gone down 3-0 this year where we didn't come back? Did you know what I mean?
So I'm trying to remember the NHL posted that stat. I think it was either 25 or 29, but I think it's 25 comebacks this year.
Right.
15 in the third period and 5 with 3 or more goals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. No, I
So,
know.
people were saying that, oh, you can't come back in the playoffs. It's a different thing. Just like we can't get 5 and 6 and 7 goals,
Right.
which, by the way, we got our minimum 4 goals for Bob.
Right.
No, that's the formula.
That absolutely is.
So
So,
you wanted to go ahead.
well, I circled around so much. I never really got to ask. What did you see from Barkov last night?
I thought he had a decent game. He's still not. I don't want to speculate here, but you may be right. I just don't. I mean, he's still making great plays, but I don't see the Barkov that we know.
Right. Right.
He's
right.
not. Something about it. Just got a feeling. I mean, I watch him with the board battles, which he wins 9 out of 10 times, and he's not winning it 9 out of 10 times. He's definitely getting punished out there.
Right.
So he just might be banged up.
Right.
I don't think he's like injured, but he might just be, he's taking a lot of punishment.
Right. Yeah, it seems like every playoff we're having this discussion. So I don't know what we can do about that, but that's why we had to build this team that we did, and now we're winning games. I mean, Verhage is just
Yeah, let's talk about that. But before we talk about that, I made a comment to you before we said goodnight, and that is the difference between last year and this year. And that is, and the credit to Bill Zito, because we might have beaten Tampa if we had Ekblad, but who knows what we would have done after that.
right.
I think there were still a couple of puzzle pieces that had to be
Yeah.
filled in.
Yeah,
And obviously getting Reinhardt, Giroux,
Yeah.
Sherratt has, in my opinion, filled those
Right.
empty, those pieces.
right.
This is the team, man. This is the
Yep.
team. They don't win it with this team. I just don't know. I mean, my friend, my best friend in LA, Brian. Hey, Brian, hope you're feeling better. He said months ago to me, this is a team of destiny.
Right. Yeah, they won't lose.
So,
They
So
just
Carter Verhage,
yeah.
we're paying him $900,000. In fact,
Jeez.
Brian Lawton said, and I don't know, they talk about what's his name, Tony D'Angelo.
Yeah,
Everybody talks about Tony D'Angelo and what a great, pickup it was and blah, blah, blah. But nobody's was talking about Carter Verhage. And they talked about him the game before, how
Right.
great a game he had. And what does he do? He goes out and gets 5 points,
5 points. Yeah,
which is just, I mean, and he was so humble in the post-game interview.
right.
Like he said, tonight it was me, tomorrow, next game, somebody else is going to step up.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know where he's in the standings for the playoff leaders, but he's got 10 points now.
I
5
think,
goals, 5
yeah.
assists.
well,
So that's just incredible. And I think that's the franchise record.
right.
So
Yeah, he's
just, and I was calling him out,
I know.
a couple weeks ago, I was calling him out. I just didn't see, him finishing things, and he's certainly been finishing things. I mean, both his goals were, I mean, the Barkov pass, that one was just like,
Yeah.
doesn't get any better than that.
No. And that pass couple minutes after we scored a goal when we went to commercial, I enjoy. It's actually one thing I enjoyed. TBS went back, or I guess it was ESPN, and they did a slow motion.
I was just going to ask you, did they slow-mo
They,
it?
they did a slow motion of Barkov, and then the pat. They did a slow motion, and it's just like you just like watching it. And when it's in slow motion, you really appreciate just like how did they do that? How did the puck do what it did? I mean, it's
At the speed.
at the speed, right? It just-
Verhage, if you look back, because I watched go on YouTube, you can see the game highlights. I watched it like 3 or 4 times. You got to see where Verhage came from the blue line
right,
to where
right.
he got the pass.
Yeah,
He was doing Anthony Duclair Roadrunner speed.
yeah. It was
But his
just-
pass to Hornquist, it was even better in my
Yeah.
opinion.
yeah,
And the overtime goal was even better than that.
yeah. The one the night before, right.
So,
Yeah,
man,
No,
he's just, he's in the zone right now, and they can't
Yeah.
stop him.
and that's what we've talked about with the depth. It's one thing to say, "Oh, we got depth," but when you got guys Barkov, Huberto, Duclair, not really scoring,
Bennett, Reinhardt,
right. But there's just too
Giroux.
many. Yeah,
Giroux's goal was insane. I mean, what a
Right.
move! That
Right.
just like, and it was funny because the puck went over the goal line, obviously, but the cap defenseman was like really quick, and he,
yeah,
shoved it out. And then, like, for a split second, the referees were like talking to each other,
right.
like they were going to go upstairs to confirm, but
Yeah.
they ended up not doing that. But that was a sick move.
Yeah.
That was just great.
Yeah.
So yeah, Giroux's been an unbelievable addition. Reinhardt's goal, Johnny on the spot.
Yeah, I-
Same type of thing that happened on that third goal by the Capitals. You know, the
Yeah,
goal
yeah.
that-
I saw.
mean, it was just sitting there.
Well,
And he,
I saw a replay of that yesterday, and what happened was, I believe it was Ekblad. Ekblad was passing it. It wasn't supposed to go to Reinhardt, and the puck hit a Capitals defenseman on the way, and it just like it hit him, and it just like dropped right in front of Reinhardt. Just and Reinhardt just said, "Oh, okay," and shoved and
that was the last game.
yeah, the previous.
Yeah, I
game.
told
Yeah.
you that. It hit the
Yeah.
guy's stick.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
you see after the goal was scored, the defenseman just like slammed his stick because
yeah.
it was one of those puck luck fluky things.
Right.
Last night's goal, you know, and Reinhardt didn't even, he just like, you know, like a 1 foot putt. He just easily shot it in there.
It was he didn't have to pause or handle the puck or anything, you know, he didn't have to corral it or anything. It was just boom, boom. So, all right, so we got game 6.
Wait.
Oh, we got more.
We have another subject to discuss.
Okay.
0 for 16 on the power play.
What? Your audio is cutting out. I can't hear you.
0 for 16.
0? What? You're 16 years old?
No goals
What?
in 16 power plays. I just don't get it.
In their defense, one of those power plays was only about 8 seconds long. I'm trying.
Listen,
Look, you don't understand.
It's driving me nuts.
No, you don't
driving
understand.
me nuts because they're not shooting. Now look what happened last night. Oshie deflects that Carlson shot. Now the difference is on the Caps goal, the Panthers, all the guys are spread out, so there's no wall
Right.
to block a shot.
Right.
The Caps are blocking a lot of shots, but Huberdeau had at least 3. Ekblad had at least 3. Well, they got it to Barkov a couple of times in that I still don't like where these guys are positioned on the, our right, left of the goal.
Right.
But I mean, Ekblad should be shooting. There should be 3, 4, 5 shots, a power play, and you just never know what happens.
Right.
You know, Reinhardt is as good as anybody with the hand-eye coordination for a tip-in or, a rebound. But 0 for 16 is pathetic. And it just goes to show you how we have the best 5-on-5 team in the league because that's where we're getting our goals.
Yeah. And look, eventually that's going to break through. They've been looking better. It's not perfect.
But they're not shooting.
But they're not. No, they're not.
They're looking for the perfect shot.
Right.
And there is no perfect shot. I mean, I shouldn't say
no, but let's not forget.
But they're not. But with the talent out there, Giroux, Reinhardt, Huberdeau, Barkov, Ekblad, there's too much talent out there not to be scoring power play goals. I'm sorry. If they score 1 power play goal a game, that just does wonders.
Right.
At the end of the night. And the Caps have been scoring a power play goal a night.
Yeah. So let's not forget, I'm okay if Ekblad's not going to shoot because he thinks the shot's going to get blocked because I already saw that enough. The puck movement's too slow. There's no doubt about that. I just what I like is the 4-on-4s. That's worked out to our advantage better. Somehow, some way they're gonna have to change up the personnel on that power play. One, give a couple guys, get Hornquist up there. I mean, just swap somebody out for Duclair, who's just not.
Duclair's not on there.
He's not on there. Well, I mean,
Wait.
Yeah, he's been on there.
Okay.
It's been this rotation, and you can't really, it's a mixed bag every time that they're out there, but they're too spread out.
No, it's Giroux, Reinhardt, Huberdeau, Barkov, and Ekblad.
Right.
Is that 5?
Yeah, I mean sometimes that's the 5. He's been swapping guys in and out so much.
Duclair is MIA.
Yeah.
I hate to say it.
Yeah.
I really do, but he's MIA. I don't know where he's at, but the Anthony Duclair that, the Roadrunner that we've seen is just not. I don't know what's happening with him, but he's definitely slumping.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, we miss Marchment. I hope his injury's not. In the Bruno pregame interview, he said it's the same ailment that he was suffering, and when he was out all those games, which sucks.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't know what it is, but it obviously kept him out of the lineup a lot of games. So you could see we missed him.
I was happy with Mammon though. I
was just about to ask you. So give me your critique on Mammon.
When I see him, he's so big, and he plays very similar style. He can protect that puck, man. When he gets the puck on his stick, I'm not saying he's like Yager, but it's like watching Yager in the sense that he'll play keep away until something opens up. So it's not the trade I would want to make, Marchment for Mammon, obviously, but we talked about it at the end of the season that Mammon was coming on and getting some goals, and we felt a lot more comfortable. And I said, look, he's going to be first man up. You know what I mean? We're going to end up with injuries.
Now, I was thinking, you were talking about Hornquist being out and putting in Lomberg. I would like to see Lomberg over Mammon.
Okay,
just my opinion. I think Lomberg just brings so much energy.
Right.
My knock on Mammon is he can't finish.
Well, he started off that way. Towards the end of the season, he was putting them in the back of the net the last couple of weeks. Coach is probably going by, depending on which player it is. Right. So like Mammon plays a little bit more of a style like Marchment does. I'm not sure why Lomberg I don't know if he did something during the game that coach saw on film. I'm surprised he's been out this long. Chari's playing okay, but it's not like he's lighting up the world. The only thing I can think of there is the face-offs because Lusterine.
But we have Giroux and we have.
Well, for that line,
we have Barkov. So I don't think that's the thing. Achari's been okay.
Right.
Just okay.
Yeah, he
hasn't really, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm okay with the roster.
Right.
But I don't want you knocking Hornquist anymore because.
Wait. Let me get this straight. I bitched and he scored. So you want me to stop bitching?
All right. So what I'd like to see is I'm putting it out there to the viewers. Post some comments on your opinion on Hornquist's play and what value he brings to the team.
Yeah, it wasn't like it was a strong, hard and fast thing. And I was thinking I wanted Lomberg in, and I didn't want to take Achari out because of the face-offs. That's all. I'd like to see, and we knew we were going to have this problem anyway. Towards the end, when Achari came back, we talked about it all year. It's like, come playoffs, you're gonna take Lomberg off the ice, and we did.
Right.
So it's just a numbers game. It's really not even so much about how one guy's, It's just I'd like us to be able to have 13 forwards.
Yeah, boy, it's a really it's a bad thing that we have so much depth. It's just one more comment on Hornquist, and then I'll let it go.
Yeah.
So I'm obviously at the game and I'm watching, and what's great is Hornquist definitely is getting in the heads of the Caps.
Yeah.
Because he's like Marchand. He's constantly chirping. In fact, the linesman had to pull him away from. He was in front of the Caps bench going at it pretty good verbally with one of the Caps, and the linesman had to grab him and get on your bench.
Right,
but
right.
It's like every play.
Right.
Every stoppage, in front of the Caps net, he was, engaging.
Right.
So I didn't like the fight at the end. Anytime Ekblad gets into a fight, I always worry about, and he did get clocked. He did get tagged with one shot.
I don't think he really wanted the fight. It didn't look like he was really interested, and that guy just was desperate to get something going there. And then they
Yeah.
give Ekblad the 2 minutes. I mean, all
And
Ekblad,
they let the slash. It's Mantha.
yeah,
They
yeah,
let the slash go.
right,
And then Ekblad obviously was looking to retaliate. So
right,
and then Mantha throws a punch at him.
yeah,
That should have been a penalty. The refs, again,
yeah,
we could go on
right.
about the refs, but we're
Yeah.
not going to. They're not worth spending a minute on them tonight, today,
right,
whatever.
right,
So, all right. So anyway, great win.
right.
Just super win. Now, what do we do in game 6?
Well,
Because we can't afford
right.
to sleep for the first 10 minutes.
No, all I want to see the first 10 minutes. I'm going to be realistic here because I'm done asking for them to come out balls to the wall with energy. Just come out the first 10 minutes and just absolutely clog the thing up. Don't let Washington get any momentum.
Just shut them down.
Just shut them down. If we're not going to come out and score 2 goals right off the bat, fine. But Washington is going to be desperate. Now
Absolutely.
we've got a team that won a cup on the elimination ropes. Now this changes again. So all I want to see that, just the entire game, just shut them down and wait for them to make a mistake. And once we get a goal, we get that little bit of energy going, then start piling it on with the waves of lines. But it's going to be a 10-minute onslaught, the first 10 minutes of that game. And yeah, I know if it's 2-0, 3-0, yeah, we can come back. I get it. But
we don't want to do that in this game.
Right.
We're this close to closing it out.
Right.
So anyway, yeah, I'm my thing, I'm not going to say it's the opposite, but my thing is scoring a quick goal in the first 5. I always want to score in the first 5 minutes.
Sure.
And getting a goal in the first minute or 2. I mean, it didn't mean anything. Huber scoring, less than 3 minutes. I mean, that
Right.
went by the wayside. But if we could get a 2-0 lead after the first period,
Right.
Washington again, then they're facing a comeback.
Right.
So I just think we're going to win.
Yep.
I don't know how we're going to win, but I really think they don't want to go back for a 7th. We don't want them to go back for a 7th game because anything can happen in the 7th game. Anything can happen in a 7th game. Now, we did the same thing with Jersey, and, Jersey won the last 2. We had a 3-2 lead in Jersey. And
right.
And I don't know, was the Trocheck trip in the...
No, that was the Islanders.
Yeah, okay, that was the Islanders. All
yeah,
right.
It was
so
the
I don't know.
Islanders
I don't know
the first time.
I don't know what happened in game 6.
Games games the Devils. I'm not sure. I remember. I know game 6 was overtime. And then game 7 was when we were down 2-0 to start the third. We came back and then we lost in double overtime. I believe it was double. It might have been triple, but it was at least double.
It was Henry. But so I think this season, this year, they want to. They know they're close. They know they're close.
Right.
So it's like, let's not screw around.
Right.
Let's just turn on the game we played against Carolina, where we came out, got 4 goals, and basically the game was over.
Right.
Because we play good with the lead.
Yeah, no, because the teams have to open up. They can't play that shutdown defense style against us once we start scoring. So
again, look at our record. Leading after 3 periods.
Right.
It was like 39-0-1 until the playoffs.
Yeah.
But listen, I'm pleased how they cut me. It's just amazing. This, the comeback Cats, it's just great.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. But let's close it out in 6.
Yep.
Okay, and then I know you said you want Tampa to tie it up, so it's a 7 game thing.
Well,
I want Toronto to win. I don't again, for the
Right.
only the reason of being a bloody, physical,
Right.
Tampa looking to hurt our guys type of series. They get under our skin and we take those retaliatory penalties. How about some new blood? How about let's do Toronto? And then the other reason I want Toronto is because it's the hockey capital of the world, blah blah blah, with their fans and with the all the commentators are pro Toronto and this and that. I think we can beat Toronto as well.
Yeah, I believe that the difference in that series will be Bobrovsky. I believe our goaltending will be the difference in that series. And
we're not there yet. We're not
there yet. No, let's
focus on game 6. Now, we did a good job against Ovechkin. He did get a couple of one-timers off, which Bob stopped.
Right.
But got to shut him down.
Yeah.
Got to shut him down in game 6. And I'm still waiting for Gudas to level Oshie in the corner.
Oh, please, somebody
crush him for that. Right. He's got to pay for that Bennett hit. Right.
Yeah.
And maybe Bennett goes after him. Bennett's a good fighter.
Yeah, but with his history, if Bennett looks at a guy the wrong way, the league will want to suspend him.
Okay.
He's got a target on his back now.
Oshie's been the guy that's hurting us.
Yeah, Oshie
scored 2 goals last night.
Yeah.
And his second goal was again a high bar against Bob.
Yeah.
For he was on the right side. It looked like far corner. So what is that? That's the blocker side.
Yeah, I think it got deflected, but one way or another. All right. Tomorrow's Matthias will be there. He's already been calling it, so I'm feeling confident.
We don't want overtime.
Yeah, right.
Sorry. We don't want overtime.
No.
Anything can happen in overtime. We want a 4-1 win, a 5-2 win.
Right.
Like we had last night.
Right. Just
what's great is that, we made it 4-3 and we kept pushing.
Yeah.
Instead of just sitting back. We sat on the lead for a little bit. I was just like, come on, guys, take it to them. That's the way. That's Panther hockey.
Right.
Don't sit on the lead. That's how you get tied.
Yep.
That's kind of sort of what the Capitals did.
Yeah. So done it twice.
Lou scored and made it 5-3. It was just, it's like it. We didn't need an empty net goal.
Right.
Yeah. By the way, you see Huberdeau banging off the.
I know, right? It's like, come on, man.
Anyway, we got to be, very happy today. And I just have a feeling, the same thing that we're talking about, the team is talking about, and that is, let's just close it out.
Finish this now.
Get the monkey off the back, that we're moving on to the second round, finally.
Right. And
all it's going to take is a real solid 60 minutes of Panther hockey.
Yep. Agreed.
110% effort by everybody.
Right. Yep. All right, guys.
Comments.
Appreciate all the support.
Likes are good.
I need another cup of coffee. I need to eat some breakfast. And then we do it all again tomorrow. And then we get a break. We're going to get a break because we're going to win game 6. So there'll be a couple of days off in there, I'm sure, as the other series. Because all the series have to finish, right, before they start second round. They don't stagger it, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, because like Colorado's, I mean, I know that the opponents have to wait for each other. But, I think they have to wait for all the series to stop. And then second round begins. I'm fairly certain of that. I know it. Look, you have to forgive us Panther fans for not knowing, because once the second round comes, we're used to not paying attention. So you'll have to forgive us. But I believe that's the way it works.
Calgary came back and won their game last night. Calgary's a dangerous team.
Yeah.
I'm happy for Gabranson.
Yeah.
All I can say, because I saw him and at the end of the game, or on one of the goals, he was congratulating whoever. And if you look at that last goal, Gaudreau shot at the empty net and missed it and banged off the boards. And this guy Lewis was flying down the right wing, and he got to it. It's just amazing that the Stars player didn't hustle like the Calgary player.
Right.
So anyway, what are you thinking about tonight, Tampa and Toronto?
My heart says Toronto, my head says Tampa, because Toronto can beat them in the series without Vasilevsky having to lose 2 in a row. So
I think it goes.
They already did lose.
I think it goes 7 games.
Yeah.
I think they take it back to Toronto. So
yeah.
Anyway, that's all I got. So Paul, I tried to cut down on I know. Watch the video and tell me if I did a good job, all right?
Yeah. All right, guys, we appreciate it. And I'm not sure about the live. I want to get back to it, but my head's got to be right. I just still got the congestion, and if I stare at this screen for too long,
we're doing okay. We're doing okay without it. So
I know, but
not that I don't love your pregame live stream, but just like let's.
I know. I got to balance it out with I promised a lot of people all the giveaways and everything. So I feel, but we're gonna have plenty more rounds. But we'll see. Like the parent that says to the kid, we'll see.